Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Canine Corner, Season 2, Episode 4. I'm your host, Jackson Ray, and I'm joined in the kennel by Eli Dick and Yuli Ruiz Roman. How you guys doing today?
Good. How
Doing
are
great. My first canine corner being in kennel.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's been a while since we've had our last episode, but glad to have you here. Yuli, glad to be back?
you? Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well, I'll start us off with my topic. I want to talk a little bit about the NFL free agency. Don't know if you guys keep up with any NFL stuff.
Only Colts.
None at all.
Only Colts. Well, I'm not a Colts fan myself, but I know they did make a move for a safety from the Vikings, so that should be a good addition to them. Some big moves were Devontae Adams went to the Rams, Nick Bosa went to the Bills. Hopefully they can finally beat the Chiefs this year with him. But there was just a lot of big moves, and it's exciting for NFL fans.
Yeah,
Next season is going to be interesting for sure.
sure will.
All right, well, you guys want to talk about yours?
You?
All right. On to my topic, something that I think everyone's been finding as a bit of a peeve lately is the weather. We're long overdue for warm weather. I thought the days of wearing jackets and stuff into school were over, but we're gonna have to beat that out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It was, 70, and then the next day it was snowing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I woke up, went outside, and my car was covered in ice. I was very frustrated.
Yeah, that was very frustrating.
You want to take
Yeah.
over with your topic?
So my topic is the new Five Nights at Freddy game called Secret of the Mimic. It's about this little endoskeleton that can just not really little, but it can contort itself into different costumes and whatnot and chase down the player. It's pretty fun.
Is
Yeah,
it-
you were telling me about this. Sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Is it
It is pretty
based off the Roblox game, The Mimic, or no?
Uh,
Is it unrelated?
It's based off of the books. People aren't really happy with that for some reason.
Which shouldn't be exciting for people? Why are
Yeah.
they disappointed? It should be exciting. I feel
And their canon, events already, it's already kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really have the right to talk.
So is the game kind of like the old ones, or is it like the last one that they just had?
Pretty much like the last one. It's going to be free roam and
Okay.
whatnot.
Sounds interesting. Well, I'll go ahead and get our guests on. So today we have joining us is our new football coach here at the high school, Mr. Justin Kinsey. Come on in. How's it
Thank you.
going?
Good. It's good to be here, guys. Good to be here, guys.
Great to have you.
Good having.
Great to have you. Well, as I mentioned, you're our new football coach. Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm so excited for football season to get started. So I'm really excited.
Well, that's great. I'll go in a little bit of depth about your past football coaching experience. So you were at South Bend Riley, South Bend Adams, Mishawaka Marion, Brandywine. Any else that I missed?
Yeah, so I started my career, actually the first year that I was ever a football coach was the last year that South Bend LaSalle was a high school, and my brother was the head coach, and he had one other assistant coach, so he enlisted me to come help coach. We had 20 kids. I think we scored 3 touchdowns all season, but it was a lot of fun. That was the day I was actually in broadcasting as a major, and I changed everything to be a teacher instead. That's how much I loved it, and never looked back.
That's nice. Well, so was that your favorite school to teach at?
So it was probably the most fun I've had coaching, just because it was one of those situations that we knew the school was closing. We were so bad that we were just like, we don't care. We're just here to have fun.
Yeah.
But no, I think so. Marion obviously had they have such a good program up there. I learned so much from Reggie Glon, my head coach up there, who was he's in the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. The defense coordinator, who's now the head coach, Mike Davidson, taught me a bunch about defense. So I think from a career perspective, that's probably the place that I learned the most from. But yeah, every year has its own challenges. Every team has their ups and their downs, but it's a great job, and I love every one of the teams I've coached.
Yeah.
There's a quote from an article where it said that during the fall you were at Riley and got quarantined for a couple of weeks because of COVID.
Yeah, so obviously, it feels like that. I can't believe that was 5 years ago, or 4 years ago in 21. So we managed to get through the 2020 season, and I'm sure, all the sports down here did the same thing. We weren't allowed to touch a football in practice, so we had to have balled up towels that we used instead of balls. We could only work in groups of 4, and we couldn't have like the starting quarterback and the starting running back working together because if one of them got COVID, then both of them would be out. It was so weird. We managed to get through that entire season without any quarantine issues, but then in 2021 we had 60, 65 kids on the roster, and I bet we never went into a game with more than 30 just because of quarantine. I had a senior that only played in 2 games, and the whole time he never had COVID. He just got contact traced. So it was, I'm glad we're not dealing with that anymore. It was definitely a huge challenge.
That sounds like a difficult time to be a coach, especially. So you grew up in South Bend, right?
Yep, that's correct. South Bend my whole life.
So what's it like in South Bend? What's interesting about it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, proximity to Notre Dame is pretty nice. Huge Notre Dame fan. I do think it's nice because it's centrally located. There's not really a lot of stuff to do in South Bend, but I'm not a very far drive away from Chicago, not a very far drive away from Indianapolis. You know, even driving here every morning, it's nice to kind of chill. It's country roads, turn on a podcast. So it's I don't know that there's a lot of good stuff to do in South Bend, but it's nice to be in South Bend where you can get to other better places.
I have a quick question. What was your favorite hometown restaurant that isn't anywhere around here that you can only find in that area?
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to give a big shout out. When I was up in Brandywine, up in Niles Township, Jay's Lounge is the absolute best food I've ever had in my life. The chef up there, Brazo, spent a bunch of time in Louisiana, so he's got a bunch of sort of Creole and Cajun roots, but oh my God, Jay's Lounge is, I'm going to have to get some Jay's tonight now. So thanks for making me think of it.
What was your favorite meal from there?
The wings obviously are good. The Nashville hot chicken sandwich is really good. Loved their hot dogs. I knew I was getting this job a month before I was getting it, so I went through a period where I kept eating hot dogs and posting pictures of myself eating hot dogs just to kind of hint at the people that knew what I was doing. So they have a really good Chicago hot dog up there.
Yes.
What do you like to put on your hot dogs?
Oh, I'm a big Chicago dog guy. You got to go no ketchup. That's sacrilege. Can't put ketchup on there. I love having the little celery salt, the relish, the little peppers. I'm a big hot food guy. I like my food to hurt. So definitely, the more peppers, the better.
Yeah. What are you a mayonnaise fan? Mayonnaise on hot dogs?
So not really. I'll try it sometime. I'll do it just now that you mentioned it. So I'll try it.
Okay.
You went to college in South Bend, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I went to Ball State for 1 year, and then I transferred up and I finished at IU South Bend.
Okay. What was like at IU South Bend, compared to the other IUs?
Yeah, so IU South Bend, again, it's an IU school, but it kind of feels like a community college. There really wasn't a lot of stuff to do on campus. It was just, again, being in South Bend, it's kind of cool because you have a lot of restaurants, a lot of places to go. I know there's some colleges that are kind of out in the middle of nowhere that sometimes, yes, you're living in a dorm, and that's cool that you're around all of your peers, but there's not really a lot of stuff to do. So IU South Bend was really cool. The professors were fantastic. I loved it there, but it didn't feel like a traditional college. It felt more like a community college than anything else.
Yeah. We heard, so earlier you mentioned that you studied teaching there and switched from broadcasting.
Yep.
So teaching, we heard you have a bunch of different licenses like PE, geography, just list the rest.
It's very all around. It's math,
Yep.
economics.
History,
What else is there?
government, I think.
Yeah.
If you
So
didn't
what's
say
your
that.
favorite to teach out of all those?
So I will say I'm really, really good at teaching math, but math is probably my least favorite to teach just because of all the state testing. It's a lot of stress, holy cow. Social studies is always a lot of fun. I love economics. I really, truly do love teaching economics. And then I added PE to my license. I was just I was in the process of starting to work on getting a certification as a strength coach, and I was just let's see if I can pass the test. Hey, I passed the test. So yeah, but I think probably the econ is my favorite. Social studies would be second, but yeah, math is definitely, it's stressful. Holy cow.
Yeah, I could not imagine being a teacher of any sort, especially math. I can't even take math now, so.
No, I get it. So sometimes, especially, kids will come to me with math questions on calculus and algebra 2, and it's I taught 8th grade math. I don't know what any of this stuff is, guys.
Yeah. So do you have any specific teaching strategies that separate you from everyone else?
Yeah, I know one of the things that I'm a big fan of is I do a lot of I know when I was in school, teachers did a lot of like just standing up and lecturing, and I'm not a big fan of that. I would rather like let kids kind of do the work, and then I'm just there to sort of guide and correct. And I don't know. I mean, for me, that just feels a little. That feels a little bit more, in tune to what kids do nowadays or what students do nowadays. I know, like when I taught math, I was big on. I didn't give huge amounts of work, just because I feel like if you get a 60-question worksheet, you're going to cheat on it. So what's the point? But yeah, I don't really know. I think the best part is just having a genuine connection with the students. If they think you're a jerk, they don't really care what you have to say. So you got to make sure that the kids know that you're there for the right reasons.
It's nice. Well, now we're going to send it to our director's question. So cut to that.
Hello everyone, I am the cameraman Connor Wood of Canine Corner with our very own lawyer director Ethan Gephardt with our director's question.
Hi, why out of all schools would you choose Frankfurt, and what do we do differently than other schools?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Obviously, I have family as well. I've got my one son's about to graduate, and I have another son who's a sophomore that's going to be a junior. And he's like, he really wants to do sports broadcasting as a career when he's an adult. And so as I was in the the hiring process and I was doing the interviews, obviously this broadcasting program is one of the things that really brought me here to start with. I think too, the community, it's nice to be in a true, like it's a one town, one school community. The people here have always been awesome. And come on, guys, I get to say that I'm the head coach of the Hot Dogs. How does that not rank on the list? That's awesome. That's got to be the best mascot in America. At least top 5.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to go with the kennel for the Fast 5 segment.
So our Fast 5 segment will give you 5 questions to answer, and you have to answer them in 5 seconds. Each question total will have 25 seconds to it. So you want to start off?
All right, I'll go first. We heard you play the ukulele. How good are you on that?
I'm awful. I'm terrible. Oh my God, I'm terrible. The playing isn't bad. It's the singing that really kills me.
Do you have a workout you like to do, and do you have a protein to go with it, like a powder protein?
Yeah, me personally, sure, yes, I definitely work out. No, I'm not a big workout guy.
All right, next one. If you could coach any NFL team, which one would it be?
Colts. Yeah, maybe the Colts.
Favorite movie of all time?
Oh,
Favorite?
Muppet Treasure Island. It's the best movie ever made, Muppet Treasure Island. Google it, seriously.
I've actually heard of that one, but never seen it, so.
There you go.
All right, and our final one. Do you play any video games?
I do. So I play a little GTA. The new NCAA football I'm terrible at. The game has passed me by. I play a lot of indie games, RimWorld, a lot of Colony Builder, stuff like that. So.
And that concludes our Fast 5.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to add on to the last question. Do you think sports games are real video games?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
That's
They're
all I
competitive.
play, and they're hating on me.
Well, I'm
For
not-
only
If you
playing
want to play
sports
games, just go outside and play games.
Where are you going to get 22 of your buddies to throw a football around? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. It's probably more easier for a video game to do that
There you
than
go.
like being out during break or something.
All right, now I'm going to add in my special bonus question that we add every episode. So, what's your favorite artist out of these two, Billie Eilish or SZA?
I don't know, Billie Eilish is okay. I don't know how familiar I am with SZA. Like, Billie Eilish is not necessarily my genre, but out of the two, that'd be my preference.
So what is your genre?
So I'm all over the place. Admittedly, anybody who's had me in class knows I am unironically the world's biggest Swiftie. I love Taylor Swift. I also like a lot of country, like frat rock, Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, those guys.
Yeah.
I went to Warped Tour, in case you can't tell from the lip ring and the gauges. So pop punk, All American Rejects, Taking Back Sunday. I've spent a lot of time in mosh pits in my day. So yeah, I'm all over the place, man.
All right, well, that's all we have
Well, I
for
have
you.
a follow-up for the Swiftie. Have you heard Weird Al's parody of one of her songs? The song's called TMZ. It's
I have not. I don't like that people are making fun of the Queen.
Oh.
So I have not heard it. I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
Anything else?
How much of a Swiftie are you? Have you ever been to one of her concerts?
I'm a teacher. Like, how much money do you think we make? Have you seen the ticket costs? Holy cow! No, I've not been. No, but like, how much of a Swiftie? Oh, if you see me driving around in my Kia Soul, I promise you, it's probably Taylor Swift I'm singing along to. Yeah.
You should talk to our counselor, Mr. McCauley. He's a big Swiftie too.
There we go. Perfect. All right. I'm not alone. That's good to know.
All right. Yeah. Was that our last episode that he was on here and
Yeah,
I
it was
went
the-
to the concert, so we were talking to him about that.
yeah, it's the one before this one.
Okay.
Well, I think that's all we have for you. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to be here, guys. Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
And that's all from us. Thank you all for tuning in. Anything from you guys?
Make sure you drop in on April 24th, 25th, and 26th for our musical, The Newsies.
Yeah, I heard the guy that plays the barber is like really good. He's very good.
He's all right, I guess. Well, thank you guys. That's all from us. Peace.